Hello again, everyone. This is Joe Hinches with Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices. Today is Monday, July 6th. Take a look at the market action today, and then we're going to take a look at 4 stocks: Apple, Caterpillar, Intel, and Gilead Sciences. All right, we're going to start off here with the Dow. The Dow was down 46 points. It was a lot lower at 1 point, but again, it's having difficulty breaking through this little support zone I've got identified here between the dotted lines and the 233-day moving average. And the S&P 500 is doing a similar type thing, although it hasn't gotten down into this support area yet. I don't see any reason to change the wave count that I've got on here. The market's not telling me to do that. The NASDAQ, a little bit different scenario. Of course, the NASDAQ and the Russell 2000 were stronger and acting more bullish than the S&P and the Dow. New York Composite, weak. Okay, this is weak. This close, kind of a doji type bar, but this close is below the close of the last 4 trading days, and the lowest close since when? Let's take a look. Since all the way back here in March. Okay, so this is definitely a lot weaker picture. So it's approaching this support line, potential support in here that I've identified. And let's see, the next one we want to take a look at is the Russell 2000. And where is it? There it is. And again, this picture is almost identical to the NASDAQ, really, in terms of what it's doing. The short-term trend has turned down. We got the break in here. Whenever that breaks down, I'm always looking to see, are we going to get continuation or what's going to happen? So, we talked about this trend line that was broken, kind of an intermediate trend line. And so, it pushed down, and we've closed a little lower, down 1.3 points. But a little bit, you can see we rallied back from the open when we gapped down, and then sold back off in the afternoon. All right, let's take a look at our indicators for the day. Short-term trading index, the reading was 1.47 on the day. The 10-day is still in this neutral zone at 1.3. The VIX. The VIX gapped way up, okay? That's why I'm not sure the data I've got on the Dow looks correct to me, because this VIX really gapped up on the opening. So it was way up here. This is where it opened. Then it sold off pretty much for most of the day, then kind of came back, but it still ended up 0.22 for the day. So we're still in this uptrend. It took out the highs of the last 2 days, pushed up in here, and when you get a bar like this doesn't necessarily mean it's reversing. I mean, we're in an uptrend right now, and you've got, look here, you got that kind of a bar, and you can turn around and see there's many times where you get instances like this. So we'll see what happens. Right now, it looks like it's still in an uptrend. And the next one I want to take a look at was the high-low. And then I want to make sure I come back. So it's come back down again. So, here we had this big thrust down, snap back up to, back into this area here where we had previous bottoms. So it's almost like on a stock. It's almost like, you break support, becomes a ceiling. And that's the way this is acting, at least right now. So 174 more new highs. New lows than new highs. So 174 more new 52-week lows than new highs for the day. All right, so that's that action. Let's go back to the New York Composite and take a look at the Mcclellan Oscillator. It's going to be a little similar. We're pulling back down. We got into the oversold, and now we're selling back off a little bit. But again, the market was only down 44 points on the Dow, so not expecting a significant drop here on the Mcclellan Oscillator. All right, let's take a look at the high yield bonds. So I like these 5 kind of market indicator type ETFs I look at in here. So this is clustering a little bit of consolidating here. No reason to believe that it's doing any kind of bullish action. All the moving averages are aligned down, negative. Okay. So that's still a pretty negative picture. TLT, 20-year Treasury bond. It rallied today, so that would mean interest rates kind of dropped. And so that's a little bit of a flight to safety that's going on. You know, they talk about money moved into bonds, at least short term. That's kind of the action that people are doing. And they talked about, you know, if you read the market commentaries and that type of thing, that's what they're saying anyway. This is not a strong bullish bar by any means. I mean, this is just it'll pop up, kind of an indecisive type move. We're still in this choppy sideways right in here. And again, the short-term moving average and, you know, all the moving averages are aligned negatively at the moment. So right now, I'm not seeing anything that says this thing wants to rally yet. Now, it may turn, but right now, I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, the next thing is the dollar. Let's see what the dollar did today. Now, it was up a little bit. But again, this is not, I was expecting more. If this is a third minor wave, I was expecting a little stronger activity to go on, kind of like, you know, in through here. Now, sometimes the impulse waves dog it a little bit, but still, if this is a third minor wave, I'm expecting this to start to accelerate. And I actually would have thought maybe a bigger move on this today. But we'll continue to watch and see what happens. And, you know, expecting the dollar to rise, remember I talked about on Saturday how I was expecting the oil to then drop, but the dollar didn't rise as much as the oil dropped. This was, I guess, actual crude. I'm not sure this was down. I don't know what the percent is on USO, but I think I saw the crude oil futures were down 8%. I mean, this is a big whack right here. This is a big drop, kind of like what happened back here beginning of the year. And, you know, I mean, look at this big gap in here. So we're getting a big gap. You know, the real, you know, how far down is it going to come? I mean, is it going to come down and test this low back in here? Who knows? We'll have to watch. But right now, it sure acts like it is rolling over. And then the last one that we'll take a look at is gold today. And gold was up slightly, but again, not a super bullish type move. I mean, it rallied up and then sold off in the afternoon. Moving averages are all still aligned negatively to the downside. So, again, not showing anything of a turn yet. So I'm still going with the whole scenario that I talked about on Saturday. All right, let's jump in and take a look at our stocks tonight. We're going to take a look at Apple. We haven't looked at Apple in a while. And so this is the scenario I've got on Apple. I believe Apple has done 5 major cycle waves up over a multi-decade period. And, you know, before the split, this was $700 a share, and then it split 7 for 1. I believe that was the top of cycle wave 3, and then we got cycle wave 4 pullback, pretty dramatic pullback here. And then we've gotten this rally, and this looks like 5 waves to me. And now when you draw a trend line across the lows or the pullbacks, the retracements in here, this is where you get, it looks like it's breaking through that trend line. Okay, so if I zoom in, that break happened right in here mid-June, okay? Now, it's not rolling over very strongly. I mean, it's still, I've got these lines drawn here. What I've done is I looked at the high close here and the high close here, okay? This looks like a large trading range to me, and it hasn't broken out either way yet. Now, I do see that the 10 is below the 21, below the 55. So I look at this and say, well, the short term and intermediate term have started to turn down. Now, it hasn't broken, so it's still holding tight. So we're going to have to watch and see. I'm leaning towards the fact that I'm expecting Apple to pull down, but this huge sideways action has actually got me puzzled. I'll be honest. I mean, you know, what kind of wave count? What is this doing? It's kind of it just, I don't know, it's not jumping out at me anyway. Let's put it that way. So right now, I'd have to say the big signal I'm getting is definitely getting a trend line break. We definitely have a trading range in place, and the moving averages look like they're starting and trying to roll over to the downside. So that's the picture on Apple. We'll continue to watch it and see if there's a play to the downside there. The next one is Caterpillar, and Cat has also rolled over, broken this short-term trend line in here. I've talked about this before, and its moving averages have rolled over also. Although the 21 is just starting to go below the 55, the long-term trend is definitely down. Cat's been selling off over the last 2 weeks here pretty good. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else in this picture. I mean, it almost looks kind of like oil, that it's kind of coming back down trying to test these lows. I mean, this picture here looks very similar to kind of the picture that we were just looking at on US oil. All right, Intel. Intel really looks like it's doing a large head and shoulders top to me. Okay, and so when you back out of this, has it had a move to put a top in for? Yes. I mean, it's had a pretty good move, and it looks like a pretty distinct head and shoulders. Now, can this fail? Yeah, absolutely. To me, what we need to see, though, to confirm this, I mean, it's definitely got the 55 below the 233. It's rolling over. It breaks this trend line, then I think, it's going to start to accelerate. So that's the picture that I'm looking at. And it's in for a pretty good little move to the downside. And the next one is, the last one we'll take a look at is Gilead Sciences. Now, this is one that got out of the put trade idea that we had today at the open, literally a couple of minutes after the open, because that's when it hit my initial target and decided to exit the entire trade. At that, I'm really kind of expecting, we got in up here at this close and had a nice move down, rode that down, and really wouldn't be surprised to see this pull back up maybe to the 10 or get slightly above the 10. But you never know. I mean, this could continue to pull on down to the 55 and continue to start to roll over. It's been in a strong downtrend. The Elliott wave count, or strong uptrend, sorry. And so that's why, because of this strong uptrend picture, I decided to go ahead and get out at my initial target that I had. And it turned out very well for us. And the details of any trade ideas on the Trade Ideas webpage, you just have to first name and email, and you get access to that trade ideas, as well as the PDF, free PDF I've got for you. So the picture I've got on Gilead Sciences is also very similar to Apple in a way, in that I think 5 major impulse waves have completed here, and we got this pullback and then this rally. Now, this picture is a little bit different than Apple, in that I think we're doing some kind of A, B, C, and if that's the case, then I'm expecting a 5-wave move down and breaking this trend line. Okay, so that's what I'd be watching for, and we'll see if there's another setup to play this to the downside, but at this point we're out of our put position. So all right, that's it for tonight. Let's see, tomorrow's Tuesday. Wednesday I'll be back Wednesday night with another market update. We'll see what's happening as a result of Greece, and then continue to watch China also, and I'll be talking about China on Wednesday night. So again, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart, your source for exceptional video analysis of stocks, ETFs, and indices. And if you're watching this anywhere else besides my website, head over to my website at joehenches.net, and that's where I've got all the posts, the trade ideas, and I've got other stock chart analysis, technical analysis of various stocks I put out on one of the pages there also. So everyone have a great Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll talk to you on Wednesday.